Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. We just got ourselves a huge console mod drop in Baldur's Gate 3 featuring new guns, classes, randomized loot, and a bunch of new features. The ability to turn into a werewolf. This may be our best console mod drop yet because there's featuring a lot of mods I know people have been asking for a while now. So let's get right into things here. The first mod that I wanted to talk about is the gunslinger mod. So we now got ourselves pistols. We've had some different rifles in the past and shotguns, but now we got ourselves these pistols that go perfectly with an artificer run. This mod is made by Scribes, and they've made a lot of mods, so I have a good feeling we're going to see some more of their mods coming soon. So if you know the Viper Carbine, which came back a little while ago, and the lightsaber mod, we now got ourselves these pistols, which is super fun to play around with, and I'll show off what they look like in detail in this video. Just a little sneak peek of what they look like. They're pretty awesome. So yeah, we now got ourselves that mod. And in addition to this, we also got ourselves the Order of the Scribes Wizard subclass. So this is a subclass that a lot of people are asking for with 27,000 downloads. We also got some more popular ones with the Path of the Skull Collector Barbarian. I will be posting a build guide for this later today, so you can stay tuned to see that because this is a fun one. It provides a bunch of different weapons as well as different skulls that you can pick up through the game. There's 70,000 different skull combinations and 150 new items, skills, spells, and passives. So this actually comes with quite a bit of stuff with it, and I think it's actually a very great mod. This is made by Almontes and Tomfoolery. We also got ourselves the Crypt Stalker Ranger subclass mod. I'll leave a link in the description and in the comments. I've done a build previously on this, but what's cool about this is you get to summon in like a Death Shepherd and some other undead. It's actually quite strong and probably the best Ranger subclass that we've got, while not being super brokenly overpowered. It's got a lot of cool features. I'll come back to these classes a little bit later in the video. But we also got ourselves the randomized equipment loot full. So this mod made by Paramanov. What's awesome about this is it makes it so that loot is not tied to specific locations. Instead, it randomly drops in 150 or 500 loot lists. More replayability, more fun, makes every run unique. What's awesome about this is it actually does use any type of mod that you added for new equipment into the game. It'll actually use this, and so this mod will allow you to randomize all sources of obtaining unique magical items and rarity of above uncommon. So any place you would find an item normally in the base game, it's going to be shuffled around for something new, which I think is awesome. This mod may be of interest to you because there's many great equipment mods, but their authors place them in awkward locations or simply in the tutorial chest. This way, additional artifacts will mess with your economy balance. So this basically just reshuffles around all the different items. And yeah, there's a lot going on with this mod, so I will cover this in a bit more detail maybe in a later video because I'm so excited to see this come to console now. With only 10,000 downloads, I can expect this one to jump up there because I know a lot of people really wanted a randomized loot mod, and we now got it. We also got ourselves the CL Inconsistent Moon Cleric gear mod made by Copperleaves. I previously said that this mod in particular would be coming to console, and here it is, and it does offer some new unique appearances based on different classes, and they all give a bunch of abilities. I'll come back to this mod as well a bit later on in the video. I just want to go through all the mods that we got here as well. We got the lycanthropy feat here, which allows you to turn into a werewolf. Now there are some fun things that can happen with this. So it adds into the game a ring that you would use to the curse of the lycan. So creature has suffered a curse bites from a werewolf, giving them new powers, and for use until you unlock your feat. So yeah, it is a feat that you get at like level 4, 8, or 12, but you can also go ahead with that there. It's pretty fun. I know a lot of people are waiting for a werewolf mod to come to console, and here it is, guys. We got it now, so this is really exciting. We also got ourselves Fighting Styles Expanded mod made by Tyson Maniac 1. So this adds new fighting styles. So they're specific to different classes. So like the Paladin gets the Blessed Warrior. You can cast Guidance and Sacred Flame cantrips. There's the blind fighting. You cannot be blinded. In addition, you can see invisible creatures within 5 feet for fighter, paladin, ranger, which is really good because you can abuse darkness with that. The close quarter shooter for fighter and ranger gets a +1 bonus to range attacks, and when you make a range attack within melee range, it does not have disadvantage, which is huge. The crossbow feat actually adds this in the base game, so there is an option kind of like that, but having a fighting style is perfect. For the druidic warrior, for the ranger, you get the druidic warrior getting guidance and shillelagh. For the fighter and paladin, when a creature you can see hits a target other than you within 5 meters, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage of the target by 1d10 plus proficiency bonus, and you must be wielding a shield, so intercept the attack. Mariner, which gives a +1 bonus to armor class and increase your movement speed by 10 meters when not using a shield or wearing heavy armor. For the fighter and ranger, they get thrown weapon fighting. When you hit a range attack with a thrown weapon, add your proficiency bonus to the damage. Tunnel Fighter, as a bonus action, enter a defensive state until the end of your next turn. When in your defensive stance, you can make opportunity attacks without using a reaction, and you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against a creature that moves more than 5 meters within your reach. And finally, we got the Unarmed Fighter, which allows us to unarmed attacks do an additional 1d6 of damage on Fighter, making it actually a viable build. So really cool to see this come, and I'm happy to have more feats or fighting styles. So next mod we got is the Do Not Eat Owlbear Egg, which oddly has it labeled as a camp item. So whenever you go to camp, sometimes it'll make it so that you eat the owlbear cub. We don't want that. It also changes it so that the Ethel's hair does not also get added to the food list whenever you're camping. We also got ourselves the Mithril Shirt Armor. This mod was made by Rosprey. They've also made some other mods that are related to Lord of the Rings, so we may see those someday. Like, they added in like all the different weapons from Lord of the Rings. They got Gimli's battle axe, Glamdring, and a bunch of others. These unfortunately aren't on console just yet, but the fact that we got the Mithril shirt here gives me hope that we will see it. It does use the appearance of the base game Elven Armor here, so what it does is it reduces all damage by 3. The Mithril chain cannot be pierced. You are considered proficient in this while wearing it. Get a +2 bonus to initiative and advantage on dexterity saving throws, immunity to piercing damage, against resisting to slashing and bludgeoning damage, making you very strong against any type of piercing damage, which is actually very common. This is another awesome mod made by Rosprey. They've made a ton of amazing mods, so shout out to them. We also got ourselves skills unlocked. This allows you to choose any skill with any class. Instead of being stuck with only a few choices, you can now pick any of them. This is all, it's called Skills Unlocked, all one word if you're looking to download it. This mod is made by Corson here. We also got ourselves Healing Word, the 2024 spell update. So this changes the Healing Word spell to when it gets upscaled to give you a 2d4 per spell level instead of the 1d4. So nice boost to the healing. Much needed because this is kind of a weak spell in Baldur's Gate 3. And it changes the School of Magic from Evocation to Abjuration. So this mod was made by Travelers Trinkets UK. And that's an awesome one to see. We also got ourselves Resources per Combat. This mod made by Alexis K makes it so that resources refresh per combat. Tooltip says per turn, but every time that you go into combat, your spell slots, rage charges, bardic inspiration, channel divinity, superiority die, key points, you name it, will all get refreshed at the start of combat. We actually got another mod similar to this here, so this is pretty nice. Definitely great for people that just want to get straight to fighting, don't care too much about the story, but hey, I think the story's great, so you should long rest still, even if you're using this mod. We also got ourselves Burning Immune Karlach, which, funny little meme here. Hey bro, look what I wrote. Karlach isn't immune to burning. Eat the burning. So now Karlach will be now immune to burning. It's great. It's just a small quality life change. Now we also got Warlock boost here. So Warlock's at level 5 and 7 now. Select 2 invocations at that level. And adds a new invocation called the Patron's Ire at level 5. Allows you to cast Hex without expending a spell slot, which is actually huge because after level like 3, you're better off doing any other Warlock spell slot than casting Hex. So that's nice. We also got ourselves the Paladin's Blade, which adds a new weapon to the game. Divine Paladin Blade. It scales up as you level, so it gives you Slayer of the Unholy, grants 1d4 bonus to damage and attack rolls against fiend and undead. Your weapon radiates divine power, and enemies in front of you are blinded by it. It also deals additional radiant damage, gives a +1 property. And yeah, as you continue to level up, it does get a bit stronger. So this is a nice weapon, especially for paladins looking to play through something new. There is something somewhat similar in the Treasure Trove mod, however. We also got ourselves Fast Digging, all one word. This mod made by Ziphia's Rex. This does exactly what it says here, and it makes it so that the digging is not slow. It speeds it up. So yeah, this is really nice to see that mod get added to the game. We also got ourselves Modified Short Rest. So this now gives 50% health points on short rest, all spell slots from the Warlock and regular spell slots, which I mean, all we did. Gives sorcery points, shield divinity, pretty much everything I mentioned previously. With the battle refresh mod, it's now getting refreshed with a short rest. This mod was made by S-Cap here. We also got ourselves the Asgardian Pantheon, which is a fun mod because this adds so many new Asgardian deities to the game, similar to the Greek mythology pantheon that it added. Sid Meier made this mod, so yeah, you may know them for some of their others, like the Olympian Pantheon, which I mentioned there, or even the Bone Daddy mod. But we also got ourselves the Rogue Perfection. So this makes it so that whenever you play as a rogue, your coatings will not cost a bonus action, so it regains a bonus action. So this makes it so that you're more likely to use your coatings on your weapons, because trust me, there's been a few playthroughs I went through without even using my coatings, so now you can do it without much worry. We also got ourselves the Skip Ship. Don't just ignore this funny face here. Made by Magic Cosmo. What this does is whenever you load into the game, you can skip the tutorial and go right to the beach. So You also get the Everburn for free. So it sends you right to the transporter right before you go to the beach. So yeah, that's nice to see. There's also the you got the debug book, which can do something similar, but this is cool to see. This was actually one of the first mods added to the in-game mod manager. I remember using this when it first came out. I was like, wow, this is wild to see what can be done with the mod manager. So yeah, it came out September 18th. That's cool. We also got ourselves Oi Ugly. Insult anyone with a mild mockery. This is another mod that came out in August before it was even launched on PC. I covered this really long ago, back in September when mods first got launched on PC. Basically, what this does is it's a mod that lets you do vicious mockery. So all the funny different sayings you give a vicious mockery, and it doesn't hurt anyone. You just use it to just be funny. It's good for if you're playing with your friends, you can just call them ugly. So yeah, for that reason, I think it's pretty cool. We also got ourselves Raphael's Hornaments. I like the name Hornament. If I ever have horns someday, that's what I'll be putting it on with some nice gold. So this just makes it so that Raphael gets these cool looking appearance on his horns there. So the same with Harlep there. So cool. And we also got ourselves a war domain improved. So with this mod, significantly increases the quality of life update to the war domain. So you get 2 war priest charges at level 1 instead of the 3, but they recover on short rest. And then you level them up. Improved extra attack. Your attacks will deal an additional 1d4 of damage at level 4. 5 charge at level 7. Divine Strike increased to 1d10. Improved attack damage to 1d6. And receive 1. You get 7 total War Priest charges. And the Divine Retribution. After attacking, receive the condition Sacred Empowerment for 2 turns. And receives a +3 spell save DC and adds your wisdom modifier to any damage dealt by spells. So yeah, it actually makes the war domain a much more viable option compared to like the Tempest and the Light, which are kind of better outside of the war domain being a really good single level dip. So yeah, the top mods I think are the subclasses. We got some great subclasses here and the randomized loot, which I think is just awesome. So with the Path of the Skull Collector, amassing a collection from the slain, the Skull Collector's belief in the power remains to be led in isolation but enriched path. So with this class, you can, anytime you take out a major character in the game, you get a skull, which adds different benefits. So you get the soul binding charge. You can use the soul binding feature and gain an additional charge. You also get the Fury of the Fallen. Driven by the fury of countless souls who still thirst for vengeance, the Skull Collector enters a trance-like rage. Deal additional 2 damage with melee attacks and improvised weapons and throwing. The spiritual neighbor of this skill does not block spell casting. That's a big thing here, is you can still spell cast with this. And you get the Whispers of the Grave. So as we continue to level up, there's a lot of different benefits that we get. But the big one for this mod is the ability to combine and use the skulls, which I'll show off here in just a second. So you get all the regular uses. You got the soul binding feature, gain an additional charge at level 5 there. At level 6, you get another rage charge, and you get the subclass feature. When downed, automatically stabilizes at the start of the turn. So that's cool. The wound closure, it's called. At level 7, we get the subclass feature, extra reaction. So extra reaction, not bad. And level 8, we get ourselves another charge of the soul bonding there so that you can further enhance your abilities. And again, I'll show that off in just a second here. We also get this Spirit of the Warrior. Even as mortal weapons swing wide, the ethereal guardians weave through the fabric of fate, guiding the strikes of their chosen, ensuring that no blow is ever truly missed. When you miss with a weapon attack, you can make another attack for free. Huge, huge. So yeah, that you can take like Great Weapon Master without worry. Vengeful Shadows. When an entity enters your attack range, the spectral warriors of the past surge, allowing you to strike them as if guided by unseen hands. Basically like Sentinel perk, but with cool flavor. We also get ourselves a Spectral Fury. Whenever a user attacks, the very essence of vengeance ignites within, granting the surge of wrath for 2 turns, increasing your attack rolls. And at level 12, we get our subclass feature, Mortal Reminder, which is similar to the Great Old One Warlock. And we get an additional charge of the soul bonding. So what this ends up boiling down to is we got this big bandolier or skulls. This is all the skulls in the game. There's 43 of them, so they can be in skull. So these will give you different spells, as you can see there. So gives magic resistance, devilishly strong. So you can cast these skulls and it'll apply these different effects to your character. So bound with the Cambion, devilishly strong. Well, within 18 meters of Raphael, this creature's weapon attacks deal an additional 3 to 12 piercing and his advantage on strikes and dexterity checks. And you also get the magic resistance, devilishly strong, and fire resistance. So as we go through this, you also have these passives that'll get added to your character. So you can see here you get the magic resistance, advantage in saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Stygian empowerment, the extra piercing damage on your attacks. And some of the more powerful ones, like the head of the Steel Watcher Titan, allows you to turn into a freaking Steel Watcher. There's some Lorokin gives you Cone of Cold, Firebolt, Lightning Bolt, Summon Myrmidon, Misty Step. A lot of really powerful spells, so I'll just show that one off. So The nice ability to get new spells. You get the Conjure Elemental, you get Misty Step, Lightning Bolt. So yeah, this is actually really strong. Gives you even Cone of Cold. And this is something you can cast while you're in combat and raging. So that's crazy. Cazador here gives you Shadow Strike, Smoke Bomb, Darkness, Shadow Step, Superior Dark Vision. The list goes on. Orin's, Baal's Finest, Beware, Attune with Orin, Sauervok, Raphael, Gortash, and Curiously Cold Skull Mug gives Path of the Ice, Flash Frost. I guess I'll show this one off because there's a bunch of unique spells here. There's a lot going on with this mod, as you can see. So you can get more, even more cold spells. Path of Ice, Glacial Age, giving cold damage to your attacks. Unbind with Ice. So you can unbind any of these at any time if you want to remove them. So you can take off the Camion, your gears there. You got Water Slam too, and Ice Dash. Use your Momentum and Knife Surface to carry you further. A lot of really unique spells here, and yeah, there's just a whole lot going on with this mod, so I won't waste too much more time. I'll be posting a build guide of this later today, so you can stay tuned for that. It's strong, it's fun, it's very unique in itself, so yeah, that is a fun build. And with the Crypt Stalker, you get yourself the Ranger's Companion, but this is a little bit different this time because you got some cool options like the Death Shepherd and many others, so I'll show off what this all looks like here. At level 7, you get the ability to see in dark vision, as well as your companion can dash, disengage, and help as a bonus action, and they get an extra attack at level 7 instead of level 10, which normally that's when the Beastmaster would. So for our summons, we got ourselves a Wrath here, a Flying Ghoul, a Dark Justiciar, a Mummy, and the Death Shepherd, which I personally really enjoy the Death Shepherd. It's got that cool armor, and I just love anything skeletal based. So we got ourselves this big skeleton boy, and it also has the ability No Rest for the Wicked. Can raise undead back with all of its hit points. So yeah, this is a really cool one. As a big fan of skeletons, the cool death mage armor, and the everything about this is pretty fun. So this is a cool ranger to play as if you're looking to get something like the Beastmaster, but a little bit stronger and more undead focused. This is definitely the one for you. And we also got the Order of Scribes here, the most bookish. So this gives the Awakened spell book, using specially prepared inks. While this book is on your person, you have advantage on all arcana checks, and the spell book helps you remember magical lore. So yeah, you get a special wizard book, and you also can cast basic rituals from your Awakened spell book. So yeah, this is a fun one. This is a raw subclass. At level 6, we get ourselves the Manifest Mind, which basically is a scrying eye. You get to conjure one of these, which is pretty cool. And its final feat is the Master Scrivener here, which copy a spell from the Awakened Spellbook to a piece of parchment and create a magical scroll only to you. The next level 1 spell you cast is not cast a spell slot. So this is very balanced, actually. So in a world with lots of unbalanced ones, we now got ourselves some balanced mods. So you can do all these ritual castings for free. So you got Longstrider, Featherfall, Enhanced Leap, and then all your fine familiars. So nice rituals there, but looking into also, we got ourselves the Inconsistent Moon Cleric gear mod, which adds 162 new pieces of gear. So it's got a lot of different gloves, which are very fun. Some of them increase your strength. Some of them deal additional radiant damage or apply radiating orbs. You got the Selenite Shield. This is actually a mod. This is probably my favorite because the Cleric is something I always have in my party, and getting a bunch of extra gear is really fun. It also has got gear for the War Cleric, Tempest, Light Cleric, Life Cleric, and Death Cleric, which is coming out here soon. So yeah, you can see that some of the appearances are based on like the armor that Dame Aelin wears. Some of them have like one sleeve being worn, so it's actually really cool. I really like this mod in particular. It just adds so many cool new items to the game, and it also has a bunch of different camp gear options as well. But what's also nice is the hand cannon mod, which I previously touched on. So this mod made by Scribes adds a bunch of new guns to the game. They're a blast to play with. They don't feel like too overpowered. They do have some special attacks on them, but you don't have to use those. They are kind of strong, but they're not like brokenly powerful. I feel like it's decently balanced, especially if you're on a tactician run. And you also get this cool gunslinger hat, which gives you momentum for 3 turns. You may strike a pose if you have the hand cannon equipped in both hands. So the good, the bad, and the ugly here. It's pretty funny. So yeah, you got yourself the gun pose. So you can go ahead there and we can, I guess, apply it to multiple people. And we'll just go ahead there. So Got the gun pose. Oh, that did not work out well. It upset everyone in here. So yeah, that is the newest console mod drop in Baldur's Gate 3. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below. Leave a comment if you have any questions about these mods, and let me know what mod you're most excited to see next. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all in the next video.